Let's be real for a second. We've all been sold a lie about what it means to be smart. We grow up thinking it's all about who raises their hand first in class, who gets the highest test scores, or who has the loudest opinion in the room. But look around. In the real world, that's not how it works. The loudest people aren't usually the leaders. The fastest people aren't always winning the race. Real intelligence isn't about knowing all the answers, it's about how you handle yourself when you don't know the answer. It's about how you move through chaos while everyone else is freaking out. Today, we are going to flip the script on what you think smart looks like. Welcome back, everyone. Today is the day we stop drifting and start actually steering the ship. If you want to level up in your career, your relationships, or just in your own head, you have to upgrade your operating system. And I'm not talking about buying more textbooks or memorizing facts. I'm talking about building a mindset that is bulletproof. You see, a lot of people are searching for shortcuts. They click on videos like 9 signs you are highly intelligent, hoping they already have what it takes. But the truth? Intelligence is built. It's a muscle. If you don't train it, it gets weak. Being smart saves you so much time. It stops you from chasing the wrong goals for 5 years. It stops you from letting toxic people drain your energy. It gives you this quiet confidence where you don't need to prove anything to anyone because you know exactly who you are. So, I'm going to walk you through the blueprint. These aren't just tips. These are lifestyle shifts. We are going to fix your focus, upgrade your English, and sharpen your mind all at once. If you're ready to actually grow and not just talk about it, let's get into it. Rule 1, listen more, talk less. Rule number one, and this is probably the hardest one for a lot of us, is to talk way less and listen way more. In our culture, we love the talkers, right? We think the person dominating the conversation is the alpha, the boss. But pay attention next time you're in a meeting or hanging out with a group. The smartest person in the room is usually the quietest one. Why? Because when you are talking, you are only repeating what you already know. You aren't learning anything new. You're just feeding your ego. But when you listen, really listen, you are downloading data. You are reading the room. You are catching the details that everyone else missed because they were too busy thinking about what they were going to say next. Think about it like this. Listening is a power move. While everyone else is making noise, you are gathering intel. Then, when you finally do speak, your words actually hit harder. You don't have to shout to be heard if your words have weight. So, try the 2-second pause. When someone finishes talking, wait 2 seconds before you reply. It shows you're confident, and it gives your brain a chance to come up with a response that actually matters. Rule 2, adapt or get left behind. Rule number 2 is adaptability. If the last few years have taught us anything, it's that plans mean nothing if you can't pivot. The world changes fast. Technology changes, jobs change, the economy changes. The people who get stuck are the ones who say, "Well, this is how I've always done it." That phrase is the enemy of growth. To be smart in today's world, you have to be like water. You have to flow. If you lose your job, you don't sit around complaining about the good old days. You learn a new skill. You figure out what the market needs now. I saw this happen so much recently. Some people froze when things got hard, but others, they started online businesses. They learned how to edit video. They figured out how to work remotely. They didn't cry about the rules changing, they just learned the new game. Don't be afraid of looking like a beginner. Be afraid of staying the same while the world moves on without you. Whenever you face a change that scares you, stop saying "I can't." Start saying, "I haven't figured this out yet." That simple shift keeps your brain open to solutions. Rule 3, read to change, not just to finish. Rule number 3, read books, but stop treating it like a race. I see so many people bragging, saying, "I read 50 books this year." But if I ask them what they learned, they can't tell me a single thing that changed their life. That's not reading, that's just looking at words. Smart people don't read to look smart. They read to find a new way to view the world. You are better off reading one incredible book slowly, taking notes, highlighting the pages, and actually doing what the author says, than skimming through 20 books just to post it on Instagram. Think of a book as a mentor you can carry in your pocket. You can learn from the smartest people in history, people who struggled, failed, and succeeded, and you can download their life lessons in a few hours. If you want to get smarter, read actively. Ask questions while you read. Argue with the book. Write your thoughts in the margins. If you read a chapter about habit building, put the book down and go build a habit. Don't just consume information, consume transformation. Rule 4. Master the art of observation. Rule number 4 is becoming an observer. Have you ever noticed that some people just seem to get it? They walk into a room and instantly know who is upset, who is lying, and who is actually in charge. That's not magic, that's observation. Most of us walk around with our heads in our phones, or we're so focused on ourselves that we miss the whole world happening around us. Smart people are heads up. They notice body language. They notice what people don't say. For example, watch people's hands and feet. It sounds weird, but it's true. Eyes can lie, but feet usually point toward where a person actually wants to go. If you're talking to someone and their feet are pointed at the door, they want to leave. Stop talking. Start practicing this when you're out in public. Put your phone away. Just sit in a coffee shop and watch. Who looks confident? Who looks nervous? Why? This helps you develop emotional intelligence. It helps you avoid being manipulated because you can see things that other people are trying to hide. Rule 5. Be curious, not cool. Rule number 5. Be curious about everything. Somewhere along the way, we decided that asking questions makes you look stupid. We think we need to act like we know everything to be cool. That is the quickest way to stay stuck. The smartest minds, I'm talking the Elon Musks, the Einsteins, they are obsessed with asking why. They are like big kids. Why do we do it this way? What would happen if we tried this? How does that work? Curiosity is the fuel for intelligence. If you don't understand something, don't just nod your head and pretend. Admit you don't know. Say, hey, I don't get that. Can you explain it to me? There is no shame in learning. The only shame is in staying ignorant because you were too proud to ask. If you hear a word you don't know, Google it immediately. If you don't understand how money works, go down a YouTube rabbit hole until you do. Be a learn-it-all, not a know-it-all. Rule 6. Control your emotions. Rule number 6 might be the most important one for your actual life success. Emotional control. You can have a genius IQ, but if you lose your temper every time something goes wrong, you are going to crash and burn. We've all seen someone who is super talented but destroys their career because they sent an angry email at 2 a.m. or got into a fight they didn't need to have. Your emotions are like a wild horse. If you let them run loose, they'll trample everything: your relationships, your reputation, your peace. But if you tame them, they have power. This doesn't mean you become a robot. It means you learn to pause. When you feel that heat rising in your chest, that anger or that fear, don't act on it immediately. Give it 24 hours, or at least take 10 deep breaths. Smart people respond, they don't react. A reaction is instinct, it's defensive. A response is a choice. When you are calm, your logic comes back online. Never make a permanent decision based on a temporary emotion. Rule 7. Upgrade your circle. Rule number 7. Build a powerful network. You've heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. It's a cliché / copyright because it's true. If all your friends do is complain, gossip, and waste time, guess what you're going to do? You're going to complain, gossip, and waste time. It is impossible to grow if your environment is shrinking you. Smart people surround themselves with people who are smarter than them. It might feel intimidating to be the dumbest person in the room, but that is exactly where you want to be. That is where you learn. You need to audit your circle. Who challenges you? Who talks about ideas instead of other people? Who is actually doing things, not just talking about them? You don't need to cut off all your old friends, but you do need to be intentional about where you spend your energy. Find online communities, join local clubs, follow people who are ahead of you. Proximity is power. Get close to the mindset you want to have. Rule 8. Fall in love with problems. Rule number 8. Learn to solve problems. not run from them. Life is literally just a series of problems waiting to be solved. That's it. That's the game. Most people panic when things go wrong. They look for someone to blame. They play the victim. Smart people see a problem and think, okay, this is a puzzle. How do I fix it? There's a story about a factory where a machine broke down and no one could fix it. They called in an expert. He walked in, looked at it for a while, and turned one single screw. The machine started working perfectly. He charged them $10,000. When the manager asked why it cost so much for one screw, he said, turning the screw was $1. Knowing which screw to turn was $9,999. That is the value of problem solving. Be the person who stays calm when everyone else is freaking out. Break the problem down into small pieces. Focus on the solution, not the stress. If you can do that, you will always be valuable. Rule 9. Do hard things. And finally, rule number 9. Challenge yourself intellectually. Comfort is the enemy of intelligence. If you only do things you're already good at, your brain goes on autopilot. You have to stretch yourself. Do things that make you feel a little bit stupid at first. Learn a new language. Try to understand a complex topic like crypto or psychology or history. Pick up a hobby that requires focus. It's like the gym. If you lift the same weight every day, your muscles stop growing. Your brain needs resistance to get stronger. So, don't shy away from the hard stuff. Embrace the confusion. That confusion means you are about to have a breakthrough. So, there you have it. Being smart isn't something you're born with, it's a choice you make every single day. It's about listening, adapting, reading deeply, observing, staying curious, controlling your emotions, picking the right friends, solving problems, and challenging your own brain. This is your new blueprint. Don't just watch this video and go back to your old habits. Pick one of these rules and start using it today. If you found value in this, and you want to keep upgrading your mindset and your English at the same time, please do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, it really helps the channel grow, and make sure you subscribe to Learn English with Jennifer. I've got so much more coming for you. Stay smart, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.